For today's cup of coffee, I have sort of an article-esque type thing. It's a what the fuck file.
Cup of coffee, I'm in peanut gallery.
Yeah, kids over there with the kidney stones again. And there used to be a show that we would watch occasionally. I think it was on the, I can't remember if it was Discovery Channel. No, TLC, my bad. And it was called My Strange Addiction.
We love that.
And because it's bizarre human behavior, which I always appreciate, it was fascinating.
Have you ever watched that show, like, fully?
Well, you're going to have to speak up louder over there.
Have you ever, like, fully watched that show?
Yeah, I watched the
seasons after seasons?
Yeah, I have watched seasons of it. And
fascinating.
It is fascinating and kind of horrifying.
Yeah, it's that, like, train wreck thing that
Right.
we talked about the other day.
Yeah, it is. And you're like, why do people do what they do? Do they not understand that drinking gasoline is dangerous? That was one of them, that there was this teenage girl and that she had like a shot glass and that she would sip, gasoline throughout the day. And they took her to a doctor and he explained to her, do you understand that if you inhale this, that this can kill you? That honestly, had nobody else told her that.
Was she shocked?
Yeah, she was shocked, and she did modify her behavior. So that's just, humans are a general overall what the fuck file.
Humans in general are kind of dumb.
Well, they're odd. They're odd creatures. But anyhow, Daily Mail does, and I will include the link here, have an article that they're going to have. It's basically an ad, is what this article is. It's talking about this lady. Toilet paper eating. From the minute she gets up to the minute she goes, she's eating toilet paper throughout the day. And she's not the only one. And it's like, she's not
the only one?
No. But the new show is TLC's My Strange Addiction, Still Addicted. So they're going to go back and revisit these people years later, finding out. No, she's not the only one. And there's a condition, it's called pica, P-I-C-A, and it's a nutritional deficiency when people will crave and eat non-food items. And a lot of times people, especially women, when they're pregnant, I have heard of them developing pica. And as far as I knew a lady that she craved burned match heads while she was pregnant. Yeah. It was hilarious to hear her talk about it. Well, it was after, I guess it was the carbon or something like that, because after the match has been burned, there's not a whole lot left, except carbon residue maybe. I don't know. I'd have to look. But it was hilarious. She would talk about that. She's funny as hell anyhow. And that's back in the day when people actually used matches, when she was, and she said that they'd be sitting around smoking and she'd be sitting there and they would light a cigarette and she'd pick up that burned match head and just, she said it was the most delicious thing in the world. Yeah. I mean, it's like when I was a small child and was anemic, because it's always been something weird about my blood. I don't know. It's because I'm not from this planet. And I had an iron deficiency. And so the bed rails, I would lick the bed rails, but I'm talking very small child. But they were the most wonderful things in the world. But it was that, the body trying to get whatever nutrient that it needed from, I could understand the iron in the bed rails. I could understand if it was some kind of, I don't know what is in a burned match head. But I cannot imagine any kind of something in toilet paper. Most people do not look at a roll of toilet paper and think, tasty. That's kind of disturbing.
How does it start?
I don't know. That is a good question of...
we literally go... Is it one of those things that's like, why the fuck do we not eat this? And then they try it, and then they just continue?
I really don't know.
That dude was like, why the fuck do we not eat banana peels? And then he bit it.
Right.
And he's like, what?
Well,
Okay, I get it.
the lady in the article, it claims that she gets up and that's first thing that she does every morning. Mama. It's blown my mind totally. That when she gets up in the morning, she starts eating toilet paper before she's brushed her teeth or whatever. And so she goes throughout the day, and you know, you can sit and you can wonder, it's like, okay, is this some kind of an attention seeking behavior?
You know, most people, when they first get up, they go to the bathroom, light a cigarette, and that's it.
Well,
Cup of coffee, light a cigarette. That's their morning routine. She eats toilet paper.
yeah. And apparently she doesn't really have a problem with it.
Except when she gets an impaction.
Well, that's the thing. And it looks like we don't know whether it's a behavioral problem, whether it is a nutritional problem. Because she was on this program before, they were actually really good about trying to get people help. So, you know, it is this, again, another attention-seeking behavior with this? Don't know.
For some it is.
And I cannot imagine somebody wanting to be known for the person that sits around and eats toilet paper all day.
Mom, there's a dude who would eat glass.
And I will tell you this, I was actually listening to an Art Bell program the other day, and I can't remember what dude's name was, and he was a professional glass eater. And he explained about it. And he explained that this was a very ancient art. And they actually do eat and consume the glass. Yeah. But it's a matter of the body adjusting to it. And he explained it.
Is the body getting scarred up from the inside out?
Part of it. But he was talking about the elasticity. And one of the reasons that people do get cut and the reasons they don't. And so I'd say that between the two, it's much better that let it eat the toilet paper. And yeah, that's probably going to...
I think I would rather take the toilet paper.
I wish the kid had let me mic him, because it's going to be another one of those where people probably can't hear him.
You can just repeat what I'm saying.
Anyhow, she says that she prefers 1-ply over 2-ply.
Got too much chew to it.
So it's a very bizarre thing. Pica is a very bizarre thing. If you do get a chance, if you've never watched My Strange Addiction, and I think you can find episodes on probably the U of Tubes or some of the other platforms. It's fascinating. It's fascinating. Hoarders is another thing that is fascinating. It's heartbreaking, because most of the people on Hoarders, it is a grief behavior, that there has been some kind of loss, and that they're trying to fill a spiritual space with things. It never works. But until that is healed, it's going, the behavior, they come in, they would, clean the things, and some of them within a short amount of time, it'd be just exactly the same. Because, some of them were being evicted. Kid was talking about on Hoarders that some of them would fight, and they were angry because it was almost, these items were almost an extension of self. And it's interesting. Yeah, well, it's like small children, as far as when you're potty training them. And you have to explain that waste product, it's like, this is not who you are. This is no longer part of you. Just, you can get rid of this. You don't have to remain attached to it.
Was that one of those that cried?
No, you were not. You did not cry, no. No, because it was explained to you that was not who you were. That was simply things that was a waste product. So I can't imagine, and then it's like this lady that she eating the toilet paper. It's like she got, I don't know. It's just a very bizarre thing. And I still wonder if there's not a touch of attention seeking in there. I would say that there would have to be some attention seeking on that, because anybody who would have something like that and do that publicly, they know that it's bizarre. They know that people are going to look at them and say, hey, that's some weird shit right there. Why are you eating toilet paper, honey? It's like, here, let me go get you a pack of crackers.
There's this lady who carried around a baby doll head.
Yes, I do remember.
Sniff it.
Yeah, the kid was talking about the one lady that she carried around a baby doll head, and that she would smell it, and it's like she kept that with her. It was this comfort thing somehow. And there's no way, in her mind it smelled like baby powder or something. But there's no way that could have still had that aroma that many years after carrying it and stuff. So that was purely sort of a psychological type thing.
Well, no, that is possible.
Well, I don't know. Plastics even lose their smell after a while. It's like, it was the smell of nothing.
I don't remember what it's called. I knew the process. Like,
Kids trying to explain the process of plastics over there.
where plastic breaks down, I knew the process of it, and I
Well,
fucking tell you it right now. But yeah, it would affect the smell in a way, but at the same time, it's a separate entity and a separate chemical.
okay, so he's talking about the plastics can, as far as a chemical. Okay, any type of aroma that's basically a molecule, that's what it is. So is this another one where she's,
You remember
you
the
know...
strawberry shortcake dolls from the 80s?
Yes, I do remember the strawberry shortcake dolls.
Still smell like
Huh.
they were supposed to, like back then.
Well, that's interesting that they still have an aroma. Even the ones that have been opened?
Yeah,
Wow,
some of them do.
that is pretty cool.
Some of them do lose the smell after a while. It just depends on what batch the dolls
Right.
are in, or
Right. Well, I don't know. It's like we've got...
perfume.
We have so many chemicals. The one thing that I think that they truly need to bring back is the original magic markers. Those things were the best. Oh God, they were the best.
They actually revamped the original
Right.
design of Strawberry Shortcake.
Oh,
and
it's
Rainbow
going back
Bright,
on the strawberry shortcake thing.
and Rainbow Bright.
Yeah.
They're bringing them back.
Well,
Pretty much exactly how they were when they were
right.
released.
He's talking about them revamping some of the older toys there. I feel like I'm having to translate from somebody far, far away. I should have put you on Skype.
I thought you would appreciate it because it is keeping that
Right, the same 80s.
packaging and
Well, that's
stuff like
cool.
that.
There's a lot of 80s things coming back. I noticed that when they're trying to redo the Wall of Mart that we visited today. Anyhow, that has nothing to do with pica. It has nothing to do with strange addictions.
Oh no, it gets worse if people start looking
Well,
at that.
oh God, no, he's over there. I wish we could have mic'd you. I wish you would have allowed that today. Anyhow, it's the, like I said, what the fuck files. And there's people that may honestly not know that they're doing something that is bizarre, or not understand why they're doing something that's bizarre. And it's where somebody in a loving way sit there and go, honey, that's why are you eating that? Why, don't be chewing on the rocks. That will break your teeth. Because I have heard of that as a form of pica also. People, that may have been on My Strange Addiction, that there was this one lady, I think she was over in the UK,
She had rock teeth.
pieces of brick.
Her teeth
out-
look like planks of wood,
Yeah.
but
That she would pick pieces of brick out of wherever the apartment that she was living in and sort of nom on those. And it's like, I'd say she couldn't do that for that long. Anyhow, if you've had
that's when you mentioned the
experiences,
Chinese dish where they're like
right.
sauce on
Oh, okay. Yeah, the new trend with the sauce on the stones. That's like the rock soup type thing.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And people are paying high dollar for a sauce on rocks. And then having to explain to people you don't actually eat the rocks. And
Well,
I
there
don't
is
know.
chocolate
I don't know.
There is chocolate that's made to
That's not the same thing. Anyhow, he's saying that there's chocolate that's supposed to made to look like rocks. Anyhow, if you have had experiences with paranormal and supernatural encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, strange addictions, if you know somebody or if you yourself have had some kind of weird, strange addiction or something, send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. And the email address will be there in the description box, as will a link to the article. And honestly, the show is interesting. If you like human oddities and odd human behavior, it's time well spent. You can learn things. If nothing else, to sit there and go, wow, that's, what the fuck?
Trisha Paytas was on the pilot episode of My Strange Addiction.
He said that Trisha Paytas was, because he does these things that I don't. It's the lady that she's got issues. She's got issues. Anyhow, if you...
Y'all know my spiel already. If you don't...
They can't hear you from over there.
Y'all know my spiel already. If you don't, go back to a previous video. You get it.
Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Know that you're loved. Like I said, if you do have some kind of strange behavior or whatever, there is help. You may have a medical condition. It could be a psychological, could be a combination of both. But it's a matter of us wishing everyone to be, whole, mind, body, and spirit, and healthy in mind, body, and spirit. So don't sit around eating Play-Doh and stuff like that. Or toilet paper. The toilet paper is expensive. Damn. Anyhow, Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cut. Bye.